live. It says I'm live. Hello there, Soulshine. Blah, blah, blah. Hello there, Soulshine. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And today, we're going to talk about. I had it in my head just seconds ago. We're going to talk about alternatives to vision boards. So, yeah. Okay, so if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. I love subscribers. They're so much fun. Okay, so today's been kind of crazy for me. I woke up super late. I can attribute that to going to bed at 4:30 in the morning. Stumped on what to say for a long time, so it took me a bit, and I was like, what do I know? And I did affirmations. I'm like, why do I know what I'm talking about today? And I remembered that I wanted to talk about life visions. There is a woman out there. I almost kind of met her. Her name is Ann Webb, and she does what's called life visions, and she has this amazing story. She got, like, it was back in the days of cassette tapes. She recorded, like, she wrote out everything she wanted to happen in her life over the next year, and then she recorded it on a video, or on a cassette tape, and she listened to it every single day. And that was how she got her visions. And as somebody who personally struggles with my vision board, it's something that I was like, oh, that's really cool. I have a hard time doing the full listening, and the music helps get it in deeper, and it's using your audio, your hearing, to get this to get your visions into your subconscious. There are people that are extremely visual, and these people are the people that find magic with vision boards. They look at their vision boards, they get that visual in there, and it's just magical for them. Then I'm guessing, without really talking to Anne, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing Anne is probably more audio. And so listening and hearing is something that gets it in her. For myself, I find that when I do, I guess it's kind of called scripting, but when I write a letter to the universe, and usually what I do is I write, Dear Aunt Universe, this is what just happened, and I refer to God. God did this, and God created this, and you guys did all this stuff, and I got this, and I kind of do it this past tense thing as if I'm writing to my aunt after it happened. And that's how I create a lot of the stuff that I create. I find the most power in that writing it and then leaving it. I don't go back to it. I know that sometimes, well, this is what I found, is when I have it in my face, like a vision board, or when I'm hearing it all the time, I actually kind of choke it out so it doesn't manifest. So basically what I'm just suggesting to you today is, if you are not finding that you have success with the vision board, try something like Life Vision. You can look it up. A lot of people have had a lot of success with doing a Life Vision. I have a friend who talked about, if you're a kinesthetic learner, like doing jumping jacks while you're looking at your vision board, or jump roping, or dancing, so that they're bringing in that other stuff. Another thing is, if you do Life Vision and you're a kinesthetic learner, maybe audio is kind of a secondary thing for you. I mean, it's kind of based on the idea that there's 3 typical learning styles. I'm not going to say there's 3 learning styles, because there's definitely more, but these are kind of the 3 main ones: your audio, your visual, and your kinesthetic, which is movement. Some people break it up into 4. Big movement and little movements, because there's like minute, small hand movements, and there's large, big things, and then there's like all these other learning styles, which I resonate more with the other learning styles. And I think that's part of why when I'm engaging, see, like I could write the script like just that this happened, but there's something about the fact that I'm writing it to somebody, even though that somebody is the universe. There's an engagement thing, and engagement is my biggest learning pathway. It's the way that I learn is by engaging in it. When I'm in a classroom, I'm one of those people that's hands up all the time, and it's because I engage. It's a way for me to be engaged. So I have some strong visual and I have some strong audio, but it's that engagement. Like if I'm not engaged in what I'm learning, I don't learn a thing. But I like to be engaged. I take notes. And taking notes is a way that I'm engaged. So for me, I think that's part of why when I engage in a conversation with the universe, or when I engage in conversation in prayer, these are some of the things that helps it come for me. So I would suggest that you find out what your learning styles are. You can go with the 3 main. If you think you're visual, then stick with the vision board. And if you think you're audio, then do a life vision. If you're kinesthetic, find ways. Oh, I was saying the life vision. If you're listening to the life vision, go for a walk so that you're moving your body. If you are a hand kinesthetic person, write stuff out. What would be really fun is one of the things that we did with my daughter when she was struggling with learning to spell is we got sand and put it in a little tray, and she would write the words in the sand. And so it would have a different kinesthetic feel to her, and she actually could remember how to spell those words. We weren't consistent with it, but those are just some things to think about. Think about how you experience learning, and then how can you apply what you learn from the way you learn into your creation. And this is something I'm going to practice really strong this week. That's the other thing. I heard somebody say get red pens, and they claimed that it was because the red is associated with the root chakra and you're doing things. But I had this aha yesterday. I was like, oh, that's why it works. It's because you're using something different. Kind of jars the subconscious. You're not writing in your typical color. So I don't think that the red matters as much if you want to believe that the red, because it's the root chakra, works. But that would only explain things that are typically with the root chakra. And I don't believe that creation is just with one chakra. I believe that all 7 chakras go into creation. But I do think that writing in a color that is not typical for you will kind of it causes your subconscious to take a note, like, oh, hey, there's something else going on. That's some thoughts. So anyway, that's my little share for today. Some thoughts about checking in with your own learning style. There's lots, you can Google it. There's lots of information on how the different learning styles is. I think there's like 8 or 12 in some of the systems out there. Music is powerful. So if you are somebody who learns really well through music, a lot of people learn better through music because it engages more. Music is a whole brain activity, and that's part of it, but it engages more things. So one way is to like sing your stuff. That's why I think that's part of also why the life vision works with when you have the music in the background. It's because it's engaging that musical part of your brain. And there's certain rhythms that you're supposed to use that help get in. I imagine that they address both sides of the brain. So that's the other thing is everything that you do, no matter what you're doing to create things, whether you're writing things or you're saying them, whether you're seeing a vision board, whether you're listening, try to do things that engage both sides of the brain. The logical side and the emotional side, the linear words, concrete side, and the music and the art and the visual. So try to bring in both with everything that you do. And then let me know how it works out. Tell me how it works. Do you resonate with vision boards? I have my vision board up, and I even had this thing, and I'm just like, having them there just doesn't really work for me that well. Maybe it's because I say it doesn't work for me, but it's because I found other things that work better for me. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I'm going to write some letters to my Auntie U and Thank you for watching. Remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. And a part of what this is resonating or aligning with the you of you. Not Utah State or not University of Utah. I live in Utah, so the U of you, that's what I'm like, oh, nope, not that. If you want to align with the U of you, that's fine. But your soul has, you have different ways of learning. You have different ways of doing things. Find the method that works for you. And that's my little message for today.